Happy Mother's Day. We want to honor all mothers and mother figures today. I don't know about you, but I want to keep my mom around for a long time. She's one of my best friends, and well, she was until I had my daughter, and now she's my daughter's best friend. Today is a day to honor those of you who give life, teach lessons, help us create healthy bonds. That bond is so critical in helping a child move into their own lives in a healthy way for so many reasons. It helps kids with future learning. It helps kids and adults learn how to attach better and have their own healthy relationships, not only with whoever they end up marrying, but also with their children. Moms are the health warriors in most families, as well as in their workplace and in communities. 80% of the time, women are the ones who take control of the food, health decisions, and creating an environment that determines how healthy their children are going into the future. I want you to think about focusing on gratitude and all the amazing things your mom did for you, even if it wasn't perfect, even if your life was hard. Kids don't come with an instruction manual. Life is hard. So most of the time, our moms had really good intentions. And I say that knowing that some of you had a really hard time. So in one of my classes, I had a woman who was really a kind, caring, loving woman. She had an addiction problem, and she could not get past the fact that she was a terrible mother. She had lost her kids. That's pretty significant. That's pretty serious. The court took her kids away. And I used an exercise that we do for killing the ants, and I also have a spin on it. I use some of Byron Katie's work, and I helped her turn this thought around. So I just want you to go with me here. And I'm using an extreme case for a reason. I'm a terrible mom. I said, is that true? Absolutely. What kind of mom loses her children? Are you sure that's true? Can you know more than God 100% that you were a terrible mom? Yes, I know I was a terrible mom. So I'm not going to argue with her. So I moved to the next step. And the next step is, so how do you feel when you have the thought, I'm a terrible mom? And she listed all these terrible feelings that she gets. She isolates, she's mean to other people, addiction. I mean, we dug pretty deep, and she had all these awful things that she felt. She treated other people poorly, and she treated herself poorly. And I said, so who would you be without the thought? And she had to really think for a while, because it's hard for her to imagine what it would be like to not ever be able to think the thought, I'm a terrible mom. But as she thought about it, she said, I'd be free. So let's turn the thought around. And this is the last step. You always turn it around to its opposite. So what is the opposite of I'm a terrible mom? And this is where she had a really hard time. And I want 3 examples here. I don't care how small they are or were. 3 examples of when you were not a terrible mom. We just want to crack the thought. She had to think really hard. And then all of a sudden she said, well, when my kids were small and they were in school, I actually volunteered in every single one of their classrooms. Well, that's pretty big. I know a lot of moms who don't do that because they can't because they're busy. She said, I did homework with them every night. I cooked for them. I said, so you were there pretty much every night? She said, yes, until my addiction started, I was there all the time. I did everything. And that's one of the reasons it's so painful. I said, so we're not focusing on the pain. Tell me the things you did well. And so she said, I was there for my kids, went to school, volunteered, never missed a play, never missed a game. That's pretty big. And so a lot of us in the room were sort of staring at her, and we went, okay, we totally get why you're down on yourself, but let's call it what it is. You did a lot of good things as well. So I said, so the opposite of I'm a terrible mom is I'm not a terrible mom. And another turnaround that she came up with is I've been a terrible parent to myself. I thought that was huge. So she did a bad job of mothering herself, of teaching herself to make good decisions. And that was a huge thing. What the power was in this is she was able to look at it for what it really was. It wasn't all black and white. It empowered her to be able to make better decisions. All of her decisions, everything she did was tinted through the glasses of I'm a bad person, I'm a terrible mom. So of course she wasn't making good decisions. But when she was able to turn it around and go, oh, wait, no, I actually have a lot of good traits. I have a lot of good qualities. She was much more likely to make decisions in a positive way. She came back the next week. Her and her daughter, her oldest daughter, had gone to dinner together, and her daughter actually thanked her for many of the things she had done, and she was just in tears. And she said, I never would have even called my daughter had we not done this process. I was too ashamed and too embarrassed. You're always going to make better decisions when you are looking through a lens of truth and clarity. We want to teach our kids truth. We want to teach our kids empowerment. So think about that as you go into the future teaching your children. They're learning what you do, not what you say. So we invite you to join our community at amenlifestyle.com. You can sign up for my free newsletter. You can join me on Facebook, where I do live chats. So we want you to keep your moms healthy this year. Please write to me. Tell me some special story about your mom, either about overcoming something negative or something amazing that your mom has done. Happy Mother's Day.